Jesse, I'd like to start with you as we look at this whole Trump legal case. You have said you think this is a political move to charge him with these crimes. Does that mean you think Donald Trump did nothing wrong here with these classified documents?
I do, and most importantly, I believe that no laws have been violated. We have to be very specific when we use the very heavy hammer of criminal law in order to, threaten to take away somebody's very freedom. And in doing that, we have to make sure the right statute applies. And in this case, quite frankly, the special counsel's office has not used the right statute for the documents at play. These documents are very specifically not subject to the Espionage Act. They're subject to the Presidential Records Act, which lays out a very specific way that documents of presidents and then former presidents are treated. And unfortunately, this is one case where the special counsel's office has just tried to whistle past the graveyard and pretend that the Presidential Records Act doesn't exist.
Jesse, does that include agency records? My understanding was that the Presidential Records Act actually doesn't cover agency records, which a lot of these were.
Yeah, that's a very good question. What it doesn't cover is records that were within agencies that did not make it to the president. The Presidential Records Act applies to every document that made it to the White House, that made it to the president's eyes.
So he can take all of them. He can take any document that ever came across his desk, he can take home with him, according to the Presidential Records Act?
What he can do is there is a way to determine whether a record is a presidential record or whether it is a personal record. And there has been case law that actually says the very act of taking a document by the president to in his personal possession means that it.
Bill Barr disagrees with you.
Right.
By the way, Trump's former attorney general, as you know, and Renato Mariotti cannot control his enthusiasm for what you're saying right now. Renato, why is there a big smile on your face? What are we hearing that you don't agree with?
Well, I don't know if this guy's actually read the Presidential Records Act. I mean, it's hilarious because you just put a clip. No, it's obvious either you haven't or you're counting on the viewers to not bother to look it up themselves. I mean, we just saw a line from the Presidential Records Act, which really sums up the whole thing. I mean, it was a statute enacted after Nixon left office to restrict presidential control over their records. And it says, upon the conclusion of a president's term of office, the Archivist of the United States shall assume responsibility for the custody, control, and preservation of, and access to the presidential records of that president. It also says, and I'll quote another provision from the Act, I'm reading from the Act now, the United States shall reserve and retain complete ownership, possession, and control of presidential records. And so I have to say this idea that what the Presidential Record Act does is it essentially gives Donald Trump license to steal classified documents is absurd. And the rest of the indictment, which is garden variety obstruction of justice, lying to law enforcement, trying to hatch a scheme to hide documents, destroy documents. The idea that the Presidential Records Act is some sort of get-out-of-jail-free card is absurd. And frankly, the gentleman on the screen is trying to deceive your viewers.
Renato, that's absolutely baloney, quite frankly, because here's the deal. Even if you say that it did violate the Presidential Records Act, which it didn't, and I can explain why it didn't violate the Presidential Records Act, it does not violate the Espionage Act, because the Espionage Act, a much older law, never applied to the President of the United States. Presidents traditionally own their records.
Did anybody ever say it didn't, Jesse, by the way?
Did anybody ever say that
it doesn't apply to a president?
I don't think anybody's ever successfully been able to say that it actually applies to a president.
But has anybody ever said it doesn't apply to a president?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure that issue has been specifically litigated.
Then why would you take the position on it?
It's a very important constitutional point.
I know, but then don't say that it's conclusive. Right? Don't say it doesn't apply to the president if you don't know that, even if it's because it's never been litigated.
No, here's why it doesn't apply to the president, because presidents always own the records from their administration once they left office. And matter of fact, there's very good constitutional reasons for that.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, And you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.